What's going on, boys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, if you can't tell by that little intro, we have Wrinkle black paint. I got two cans, they're both about half full, and today we are going to be using this to make the B16 valve cover finally not look like shit. Because if you guys don't know, it's Wrinkle red right now from factory and it's all flaked off. If you've been watching the videos, you know how much of an eyesore it is compared to the rest of the engine bay right now. And we have some Wrinkle black paint to fix that. Let's go take a peek at how the stock cover looks with this red on it first, just in case you guys don't know. But there you have it, flaking away, not looking nice at all. Like, this paint's probably just gonna fall off. I am gonna have to soak it in stripper. All the raised emblems, the four of them here, dual overhead, VTEC, Honda symbol, Honda, I'm gonna go ahead and polish them with the Dremel and metal polish, so they're nice mirror polish. Then we're gonna get this whole thing stripped and painted. And to add to engine bay valve cover stuff, we're going Wrinkle black. And I've also got a little bit of accessories here. I've got a purple Skunk 2 VTEC solenoid cap. And I've got this purple gusseted VMS spark plug cover. And if you guys know, if you guys are super OGs, then you would know when I started building this car after I first got it, it came with the NA B18 B1, and I was going for a black and purple kind of engine bay setup, but every shade of purple on that car was a different shade of purple. The silicone rad hoses were a bright purple. That VTEC cover wasn't really a thing because it was a B18B, and then I had dark purple spike valve cover nuts and middle shade purple pulleys and shit on it, and literally you'd open the hood and see 4 different shades of purple. This time we're trying to eliminate that. I'm not trying to go full black and purple, but I do have 2 color matching anodized purple pieces. And then for the dress up right now, we just have the low profile Skunk 2 dress up, but it's not my favorite. The gaskets like to blow out, as we can see here. So I'm going to be using those for the time being, but I'd also like to get black spark plug wires so these don't stand out. You can kind of tuck them there. See the VTEC cap purple, this purple, got our level 7 breather. So it's all gonna look good. But these titanium Speed Factory exhaust manifold studs, they make a engine bay dress up kit that I'm going to be doing as well. So it's basically a silver washer that says Speed Factory with a 12-point titanium nut on the top. So we're going to be ordering that kit, but for today we're just painting and installing some purple accessories and we should be good. Now, one thing I want to check out, if you guys remember last video, if not, there'll be a card up here to go watch it. We were doing some wiring and sensor replacements, and when I did this, I took the cap off so that coolant wouldn't burst out of here, and there was pressure behind this cap with the engine bone cold. Like, I'm not kidding, hasn't run in over 24 hours, bone cold. So I figured maybe the Onaka cap is bad, so I took my other cap off my aluminum rad, and we're gonna take it off right now and see if it comes gushing out again. Fingers crossed, I hope not, but let's see. Little bit, but not really. So maybe our Onaka cap is bad after all, because there was no pressure behind that, and I let it run yesterday for probably an hour and a little bit. So we'll get this thing back on, and I'm glad that that is not happening anymore, and we will go from there, boys. Let's get painting. Alright, boys, valve cover is off. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some towels over this so no debris gets in it throughout the day. It is a brand new valve cover gasket, so I think I'm okay to reuse it. I don't see why not. It hasn't stretched, it hasn't moved, and it's brand new. So I'm gonna try and keep this gasket and not have to buy a new one. We are just gonna go ahead and wipe the inside down and then start paint stripping the whole thing. We're probably gonna have to fully wash it out, so there's gonna be some water in here. So we'll see how it goes today, but let's get this thing broken down, cleaned up, and let's go to paint. And where are we here? Boom, heavy duty paint stripper. Perfect. All right, boys, and it is go time. Let's get this thing wrinkle black. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strip the whole thing, and then I'm gonna start working the emblems. We should be met. Well, boys, I tried to do this while avoiding a hardware store run, and it looks like that is just not gonna happen. I don't have any paint brushes to paint this stripper on. You do not want the stuff on your hands. It will strip your hands. I don't have any gloves. I don't have any paint brushes to put this on with. I don't have any brake clean to clean it afterwards. So it looks like I'm gonna have to make a bit of a hardware store run. I just bought a bunch of paint brushes to do this on the B18 cover right there. We can check and see how that one turned out. Boom, wrinkle black. But I think I ended up throwing the paint brushes out because they just got rock hard after a little bit. So I'm gonna make a quick hardware store run and we'll pick this back up in a bit. All right, boys, back from the hardware store. We got our resupply of shop towels. You always need these kicking around. If you know, you know, paper towel is not the same. All right, let's see what else we got here. Gloves, because you don't want to get this shit on your hands. Brake cleaner, because I'm out and it's brake cleaner. We work on cars, you already know. Got a couple paint brushes. I went with one of these foam ones because it's a little more dense than the bristles on these, but I got a pack of brushes and a foam brush. That should be everything we need to get started. Let's get on the tripod. Let's get gloved up, soak this thing down, and just keep doing it until there's no more red left. And then we're good to paint after we polish those emblems, because those need to be mirror for me to be happy. All right, fellas, as we can see, the paint is lifting up really nicely, so I'm gonna go scrape most of this off and then we're gonna hit it with another layer. Okay, boys, pass number one. Really good outcome, close to 100%. I'm gonna do this next pass off video because it's just repetitive. And once this thing's all looking like this, I'm gonna dry it off, start polishing the emblems, and then we're gonna go to paint, baby. Let's go. This valve cover is fully paint stripped, cleaned off, everything is good to go. Let's take a peek at how it came out. And there we have it, boys. Valve cover is fully cleaned off. Now what I'm gonna do is I've got some 400 grit wet dry. I'm just gonna go ahead, scuff everything up, go over the emblems. There's a little bit of red left in some certain places, like right there, a little in there. It's a little bit red in the valley there, some stuff here. So we're just gonna try and kind of clean all that up with sandpaper. Once that's done, we can polish the emblems and then we can finally move to laying some paint on this thing. It's gonna be sick. Alrighty, boys, now that everything's sanded up, it's time to go in with some Mother's Mag and aluminum polish with some polishing bits on the Dremel. So let's get to polishing up these emblems so we can finally mask it off, paint this thing. I just can't wait to see what it looks like on the car. Alrighty boys, grand reveal. Polished emblems. Going hard. Straight mirror polish on these units. Unreal. I am super happy with how that polish come out. Now let's go wash the valve cover one more time, mask it off, go outside and start hitting this thing with paint. I cannot wait to see it on the car. Finally, no more hideous valve cover. Let's go wash this thing and move to tape. Now that we have removed the paint, polished the emblems, and fully sanded and washed it all up, I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun just to remove any hidden water anywhere and just make sure it's all nice and dry. Then we're gonna move to masking and then we can hit it with some paint. Alrighty guys, I think it's finally time to start masking. So we've got our tape here and we're just gonna get an X-Acto and start masking.
2,000 years later.
All right, boys, we're now fully masked up, and what I'm gonna do is just use some surface cleaner just to clean the surface one more time. And then I got my chapstick here, and what we do with that is we go over all of our polished emblems, and we should be good to go after that. Then we can move on to painting, and everything should be good. I just remembered though, don't forget to do this. You wanna mask up the underside as well and make sure that's all cleared off and ready to go. So we're gonna have to do that really quick and then we'll be met. All right, boys, all masked up and ready to rip. Now let's surface cleaner it, chapstick, and then we're gonna go outside and hit this thing with some paint. Okay, chapstick is on, everything's cleaned off. Let's take this outside and start painting. Now we let this sit for 5 minutes. And this is what you're looking for when it's drying, is that wrinkle start to come through. Once you kind of see that uniformly over the cover, it's time for a second coat. This time, we're gonna be going sideways. Okay, well, since it's so hot today, I'm not giving it the full 5 minutes because the wrinkle's already coming through big time. So we're gonna do one more coat, and this time we're gonna go diagonal over the whole entire thing. And there it is, boys, final coat. Now we're gonna let this fully dry. Well, we're gonna let it dry to where we can kind of handle it to take off the tape and brush off the emblems that have our chapstick on it, and then we're gonna bring it back inside. And just to show how well the chapstick trick works, I've already cleaned off this so I didn't make myself look like a fool, but it's still a little bit tacky, so you just take this and you wipe it right off. Unreal. It's so much easier to do that than try and mess around scraping it off or masking it off. This is so much easier. Still a little bit too tacky, but you guys get the gist. It comes right off. She's done. Don't be a jackass like me. I'm impatient. Patience is not my virtue. Wait until it dries a bit more to start to wipe off the chapstick. I was worried that the chapstick was going to turn into a bit of a glue and start sticking if I waited. And I ended up hitting some paint underneath and marking it up. When it's dry, I think it'll look okay. But I did screw it up a little bit. It's on me. I'll take the blame. It's a race car, not a show car. But let's take a peek because I still think it looks sick. It is a lot more dry now than when I peeled the emblems back, so let's go ahead and start taking all the tape off, and then we're going to let it sit on the table overnight to fully dry, and then we're going to come back tomorrow and put it on the car. All right, boys, and there it is. I think it honestly came out really good. Yes, there's some blemishing around the emblems from me being impatient and thinking it was drier than it was. But like I said, it's a race car, not a show car. It's actually really hard to see the tiger stripes in person. It comes up a lot worse on video, but it's really hard to see it in person. It doesn't really look like there's any in person. On video it's showing it though, which is a little disappointing. But for a rattle can and a quick one-day job, I think it came out awesome. Definitely looks better than what was on there. And then with all the dress up and everything covered up and sealed, it's gonna look great. This little spill right here is from water from when I was washing it. It's still under the baffles, which is why I don't want to install it today. I'm going to kind of prop it up so it can fully drain out overnight. And then tomorrow we're going to come back and install it, and it's still going to be in this video. So don't worry, in 2 seconds you guys will see it install. For me, it's going to be tomorrow, but we'll see you guys then. Alright boys, 12 hours later for me, 2 seconds in the video for you. Why the heck am I so overexposed? I don't know, but we're back. Time to put that valve cover on that car and it'll all come together. Finally, no more disgusting turboed engine bay look. We got the top mount, we got everything looking pretty, and now we got a valve cover to complement it. So without further ado, we ain't wasting no time. Let's get this valve cover on the car right now. There we go. Just like that, we're installed, boys. Let's go ahead and get the hardware on, get the dress up on, and we are looking good. And since we're doing the valve cover kit, I always get asked, people always ask me, what do you think of the Skunk 2 dress up kit? How do you like it? And to that I say, I hate it. It looks good, but this is probably 3,000 kilometers. As you can see, the laser print is like doubled over right there, and it's already starting to fade on pretty much all of them. Not only that, but this is the biggest issue. This is the seals on them, flattened, disintegrated, rotten garbage, and these seals probably have 2,000 or 3,000 kilometers on them, and they are all just absolutely fried, rotted. Not good. Would not buy again. Don't recommend to buy. They're junk. They just rot away. These are definitely shitty seals that are not high temp, and the laser etching is coming off already. Not a good kit. Alright boys, and there she is. We got the Wrinkle black with the purple spark plug wire cover, purple VTEC solenoid cover, and the cap. We're obviously gonna have to put our level 7 vented cap on sooner or later, but just for the looks, this thing looks insane. I am so freaking happy with how this turned out. It is looking A1, just absolutely dialed. Couldn't be more fired up. And I'm excited for you guys to tell me what you think of it in the comments below. Finally, a nice valve cover to match our nice top mount turbo engine bay. If this gets you fired up, drop a subscribe, like, and comment. Turn those notification bells on so you don't miss when we're uploading next. And until next time, boys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you like the engine bay setup because I think it's sick. Peace out.